Well, here is the finished piece. I think I was supposed to come back when I was filling in the bottom, but I got so wrapped up in doing this that I totally slipped my mind. But let's talk about what I've done here. Again, with these bottom shapes, the main important thing is just, again, trying to arrange the colors in a pleasing way and the different shapes that were there, but with things gradually getting warmer and lighter as they move towards the sun and getting cooler and darker as they moved away. And I did also want them to be darker than the tree shapes down at the bottom. And so this was progressed just one shape at a time, putting in the colors. I really had no idea, once I did this shape, what was going to be the color next to it. But I would just kind of, based on the colors that were around it, what I tried to avoid doing was having similar colors right beside each other, and playing against those complementary colors of the oranges against the blues and the greens against the reds. And then I came in here and I just tidied up the sun area a little, really brightened that up. And so there's the finished piece. And yeah, this whole exercise for me in again, going back into process mode and trying new things, it's been really, really rewarding. It's been very challenging. I say there's been times when I hadn't been able to sleep at night because I've been so kind of concerned about what I was going to do the next day. There's been other times when I couldn't sleep because I was so excited to get up the next day. And this really illustrates the whole idea of process mode. We all want to know the answers. What are the answers in terms of what I should be doing or what I should do next, or what type of style should I pursue? And really to really reach your full potential as an artist, it's more important than knowing the answers. It's asking the right questions. And so I just want to go through the questions that led to my work going from something like this, which was kind of more typical of the way I point, to something like this. And all of this came about because of questions. I had no idea that this was where it was going to end up. But the very first question that I had was, what if I try pursuing some different stylistic ways of painting? And again, I wasn't interested in pursuing other ways that other artists paint. It was like just kind of off the cuff ideas out of my head. What if I just try this or try that? And I tried a number of different things that were dead ends, but the one that I really kind of felt kind of a kinship with was that whole idea of what if I just react in line to whatever scene is in front of me, and then just go in and arbitrarily put colors and values in there in an abstract way, but that it can still somewhat be reminiscent of the scene. And so these first two little sketches that I did, I was actually quite pleased with. I knew that, okay, this is in and of itself not necessarily a great painting or great painting process, but it might lead to something. And these sat on my studio wall for the better part of a year. And then when I was out painting this summer out west, again, I asked myself the question, what if I were to pursue that type of approach with plein air painting, with painting a scene in front of me? And that led to the very first painting that I did, the Western Tango, that I was actually really, really happy with. And then the following day, I did the waterfall scene, which again was a smashing success. And I came home and then was right back into my usual grind of just doing paintings in my normal style, because I had a couple shows coming up that I had to do that. But I also was looking forward to getting a chance to get back to this. And then the next piece that I did, I thought, well, what if I do this, but even abstract it even further, so that the values, the lights and the darks, and that really have no reference to reality. There's no sky, there's no water, there's no rock or tree. It's all just shapes abstractly arranged. And so I was pushing it even further. And I was happy with that piece. But what that really made me start thinking of too was, okay, now I'd like to go back to where there's some reference to, like, these tree shapes. You can tell which shape is a tree shape and which shape is a sky shape, and which is a leaf shape, and which is the distant kind of hills or horizon back there. So I wanted it to relate somewhat more to the landscape. And then I also thought, well, what if I put the glow in there that I do in my normal paintings, and that would allow me to have that same sort of effect on all of these shapes, where I actually have something right off the bat, kind of something to hang my hat on, that every shape should be a little lighter and warmer on the edge of it that faces the sun than on the edge that goes away from it. So that was the question, well, what if? And then it was 5 days of kind of going down that path to come to here. And this is the what if. What if I did all that? I'd end up with something like this. And that's what the whole creative process is about, that whole time of spending time in process. Now, there are going to be dead ends, too. This is very unusual to take a concept like what if I responded in line and then went through, and this seems like a very linear approach to get here. Early on, before I had the same sort of skill set and theoretical knowledge that I have now, I went down many dead-end roads where I said, what if, and to get to somewhere, it's like, okay, that's all right, but that's not. And even this is not like I'm going to say, okay, now this is the way that I paint. But this is another way that I can paint that I think has, it meets all three of those criteria that we need if we're going to be successful, where I love the process and I really like that organic part of this, that I had no idea how this painting was going to turn out. And so that's fun. It's exciting every day to see where the paint is going to take you. So I love the process. I really, really like this finished painting. I'm excited about it, and so there's the two. Now the other question is, what do other people think about it? So that will come out when people see it. I'm actually having a studio open house coming up. People are going to be seeing this. I'm posting this on Facebook, posting this on YouTube, so I'll be able to garner the comments and kind of gauge the reaction to people. So if there is a strong reaction to this type of work and people like it as much as my other work, then there's a really good chance that I will from time to time do paintings like this. And who knows, at some point that could take over. I don't know if I'll ever totally abandon my kind of current style, because I just love painting that way, but I love painting this way too. So that's kind of the whole idea of process, and hopefully this has been helpful for you to see what that looks like. But again, remember, process is all about asking the questions. What if I did this instead of that? What if I did this in a totally different way? And the important thing is to ask the questions and then find out. And the fact that a painting does or doesn't turn out does not determine whether it's successful. What's successful is that you ask the questions and then you find out the answers, and you find out, well, you gradually find that these are things that you're more interested in pursuing, and these are things that you're not. So thanks for spending this time with me, and we'll see you next time.